everyone, this is Mahi over here at Secret Kernel, and I'm coming back at you with that Next 72. This one is for fire signs. That's Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. So let's get right into it. So advice from Spirit on this day is accept heaven's help. Now I actually don't normally get this card. It's really cool. I haven't seen this one in a long time. Wow. It says you've prayed for help. So get out of the way and let heaven help you. Oh my goodness. So it seems like we have some fire signs that are really stuck in their head right now. When you keep mulling over the same thing, you do kind of delay your own, manifestation because you keep like grinding on it, especially if you keep thinking like, thinking of it in terms of it's still in process, if that makes sense. If you keep thinking about it that it's still in process, you're essentially manifesting that it's still in process when you really want to manifest it to be done already. Very cool. I'm really taken by the white tail. That's really uncommon. And then all these white birds here. It really is just like, let it go. Look how free they are. And I also really like this cliff. It kind of reminds me of some of the Pacific Northwest boulders that we have around here. Okay, then we have the Four of Swords upright, and then we have the Five of Swords here. This is the tone of the day. For this day one, fire signs, it looks like you're really in this, you're stuck in your head. And just further confirmation of that. You're stuck in your head. You're here in this period of resting. I definitely see you maybe, it's like this is something that you've been thinking about. You fell asleep thinking about it. You're waking up thinking about it. You're not feeling rested. When you wake up, you're just still like, it's like you fell asleep in the middle of a thought. And then you wake up and you're like, and you just finish the second half of that thought and you're like, oh my God, it will never end. And this Five of Swords here in reverse is just further confirmation that you're doing this to yourself. This is something internal. This is like you battling around inside your head. And what's really interesting to me too is what's the other card of someone thinking of something in their bed. It's the 4 + 5, the Nine of Swords. I mean, come on, the card of anxiety, the card of like, sleepless nights, of that kind of mental unrest, causing that for you. But that card, I really think of that as kind of like, unless it's in the reverse, I think of that card of being like, the bark is worse than the bite. Like all of your anxieties, you're making a mountain out of a molehill, so to speak. Like there's your anxiety is amplifying the issue. That's the situation. And with the 4 being here in this way, it really just kind of feels like too that this is good for you. I mean, I know you may not want to hear this, but I'm really focused on the clouds here in the background. This is something I think that the divine has placed you in this forced contemplation hermit mode so that because there's something that you are not seeing. You keep replaying this over and over and over in your head because there's something that you've yet to realize. There's an epiphany that Spirit wants you to see before you can actually receive your flowers, your reward. Beyond that, though, it really feels like the advice from Spirit to keep in the back of your mind is that, you've done work for this. You're not asking for something for nothing. You've actually applied yourself. You've given your psychological, emotional, and maybe even physical energy and efforts towards this. So you should expect a reward, okay? But I mean, what you shouldn't expect is everything to be instantaneous or even to be on your schedule, right? Who are you to dictate the schedule? You can't. There's a whole world, a whole universe of factors. The butterfly needs to flap its wings to, cause the gust of wind, to cause the ship to sail, to cause the shipment of, to come into the port, to, go to the merchant, to go to the store, to go catch the eye of your, the person who's supposed to come in and impact you, right? Like, all of this needs to line up, and it takes time. It takes time. So just because you're sitting here waiting for it to happen, you're thinking like, oh, what's this going on? Know that things are being orchestrated that you can't see, and you're not even supposed to see, right? You're not supposed to know everything. But why are you here in this period of unrest? Why are you still in the loop? It's because there's something that you are not seeing. You need to keep analyzing and digesting the situation until you see the epiphany. But perhaps the epiphany is just that you are not supposed to know everything. Maybe it is that you have you have a feeling where you want to control things, you want to anticipate the outcome here, and you can't, and you need to release that, because that's also pretty key to knowing that just because you ask for something and just because you deserve rewards does not necessarily mean that it's going to come in the form that you desire. That is all up to the divine, right? Okay, so what's something to look out for? Wow. Oh my goodness, look at all of these diamonds. Okay, let's break this down. We got the Ace of Diamonds is a gift. It could be like a tangible gift, monetary gift. Could even be a connection coming through. We have the 7 and the 6. The 7 is like a challenge on the career front, with the 6 being a challenge on the relationship or home front. Fire signs, it feels like you're going to be receiving an opportunity. This may come in the form of news, it may come in the form of actual money, but this is something that's going to set you even further into this contemplation mode, because you're going to be left with feeling, okay, what am I going to do now? Okay? It could be that a connection comes through, or something that you were working on comes through. Not all of it, but enough to where you're set with this decision of, okay, now I have to actually execute something. And that is going to cause a little bit of just some chaos while you reorganize and restructure. If that makes sense. It's just, when you... How do I put this? Okay. I'm hearing, new levels, new devils. That's a great way of putting it, right? So if you're trying to manifest something greater for yourself, right? Know that it's coming, but also as much work that you've done, especially wishing for it, if you want to actually live that and maintain that in the world, then you need to live up to that new level. Okay? So that means, are you being honest with yourself? Are you really being honest with yourself? You're saying that you're ready for this new level, but have you cleared away all the baggage? Are there still some remnants of the past that are clinging onto you? Have you really said a solid goodbye or dismissal to previous energies that were trying to pull on your current state, right? If you're trying to step into a new life, a new chapter, then you need to do so cleanly, You need to clean your closet out. Get rid of that baggage. If you are considering a change of environment, I'm really sensing for some of you this is relating to a change of environment. This ace perhaps being, maybe you get, if you applied for a new job, you get that new job offer, and now you're like, okay, now I gotta move there. Or, so it's kind of like, okay, now I need to say goodbye to some people, and now I need to pack up all my stuff, and I got to make the arrangements and all that, and it's kind of like that's a bit of stress for you. Or it could be if you receive a lump sum of money, like an inheritance or something like that. Now it's like, okay, now I need to, or like a settlement or something. It's like, okay, now I need to make sure that I'm not blasting this out because I don't want to face like anybody who's trying to take it from me. And I also am left with like still dealing with the business matters of it all. This could even be something like, oh crap, I won the lotto. Now I got to deal about my taxes, and people trying to steal it from me, like everybody asking me to pay their rent, and like there's a few different ways like that this could go for you in your particular situation. But I think the main point from Spirit is that you need to let go of trying to control the outcome of everything. And you also need to make sure you're taking a good, hard look at yourself. Really, really try to step out of your ego and see, am I ready for this? You might be almost ready, like 99.8% ready for this new chapter. You got to find that 0.2%, okay? You got to just weed out that last little bit. All right, let's go on to day 2. I'm really curious to see how this is going to go. Oh, healing heart. Aww. Healing heart. I love this card. Okay. You are a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. All right. So this is definitely a great sign. It looks like you know this. You can't stay in your head. I'm feeling like, especially with this imagery and this imagery here, it's making me feel like you are someone that knows when you're too stuck in a rut, and so just instinctively that the right thing to do when you're feeling stuck is to move in a different direction, not necessarily move away from what it was, but it's like if you're feeling stuck looking one way, then maybe pivot slightly, go somewhere else. Or if you're stuck in the house thinking of the same thing and you know that you're just keep staying stuck in the house, then get outside just to get a change in perspective, because that might trigger a little bit of forward movement. I'm sensing that you take advantage of an opportunity to kind of, you attempt to break free, which is wonderful, beautiful energy, because some people, they just get comfortable in that comfort zone, for lack of a better phrase, of just like staying in the same place and just being like, well, I'm just sad, I'm still sad, and just staying stuck there and not really forcing themselves to break out of that pattern. It looks like you are doing that. You're forcing yourself to break out of that pattern, and that is how you evolve. That is why you're 99.8% ready for this new chapter, because you really do know the work that needs to be done. And you're not level 0, level 1 at this. You've actually been doing some work. Tone of the day, we have the 4 of Wands in reverse, and we have the 2 of Pentacles. Ah, okay. Okay. There's something that you can't quite grasp. That is why you are feeling this kind of enhanced anxiety. Ah, okay. You're feeling like it's starting to make a little bit more sense now, this energy that I'm feeling. Okay, so you really got to let go of that control, that sense of wanting to control things, okay? And I think that you're acknowledging that. You're trying to find ways to, not distract per se, but to channel different avenues to channel this energy, this excess energy, this restless energy, because there's something that you really want to grasp. There's something that you're trying to reach for, and I can even feel it now. I'm just like, I just want to get it, and that's what's throwing you off balance, because you're just so stuck in a state of like yearning. You're yearning for this thing. For some of you, I feel like this is like, this is, so whatever this that's coming in, this boon, this reward that's coming in, this is just one step of your bigger plan. I already sensed that this wasn't everything that you're hoping to come in, but it's a part of it. It's like it's a step for it. And so for this is really like you wanting the thing. You want the outcome. You don't want the steps. You want to just be there already. And you can't skip over any steps. That's the problem, and you know this, and so that's why you're so frustrated about it. What is this energy? So it's like you can almost taste it. You can almost see it. It's like this is probably it's probably in your dreams. That's why you keep mulling it over. And it's like you fall asleep feeling like you want this thing and feeling like you can almost grasp this thing, and then you wake up in the morning and it's like still continuing that thought of like trying to have this thing, and then that's what's driving you kind of crazy. You need to let that, please just let that go. You got this. Healing heart. You have the power to just go take a walk, please, or go do some sports or something, get some energy out. I would recommend something athletic, because this energy feels just so like there's so much like frustrated, kind of pent up, like anxiety, energy. I feel it really in my muscles a lot, like muscle tension. And it's like the best thing to relieve that muscle tension is to move your body. Just move your body about. You probably feel restless. You probably feel like you're not sleeping very well. And another great way to kind of, not really like trick your body, but like just to kind of try and reset that is if you do work out, do some cardio before bed, just kind of like move as much as you can, and then just kind of tire out your muscles, loosen up your muscles, tire out your muscles, and then with that endorphin release, it should help soothe your mind. I would even say if you like to read as well, like do your little workout and then pick up a book and read. Like I bet you'll conk out. I mean, if you don't, then please don't get mad at me. But if you do, let me know if it works. But I think that would be helpful for you. You are a powerful healer. Keep up the great work. You know what you need to do. So really, I think that, whatever works for you to try and just release some of this nervous energy would be best. And as you release this nervous energy that's trapped in your muscles, it'll make it easier for you to gain some perspective on the situation. I really kind of feel like with the 4 and the 2, I don't feel like you've been working on this for years and years and years. You know what I mean? I feel like if we were able to zoom out, and take a little bit of a, what's the word? Oh my goodness. Just like a third party perspective, we're just going to take a step outside of ourselves and look at it. Let's like if you're going to talk to a friend, let's say, okay, all right, friend, how long have you been working on this? What, like 6 months? 6 months is only half a year, half of 1 year. That's a lot can happen in 6 months, that's for sure. But 6 months to build an empire, to build a new life for yourself, that's not a lot of time for that. You see what I'm saying? It's about perspective. 3 months between 2 and 4, like that's even less time. So it's like, have some kindness for yourself, have some patience for yourself, have some patience for the universe even, right? Because if it's something like you're trying to manifest a new opportunity, like a new job, or you're trying to build a business, it's like you have to think about seasons as well, right? If you are, if it's like a seasonal business or like a field that works with a particular season, it's like you need to consider the fiscal year as well. Like it's not all gonna line up when you're ready for it to line up or when you think you're ready for it to line up. Also expect for Spirit to throw in a challenge, a test to see if you are really truly ready. Once you feel like you're 100% ready, Spirit is still going to test you one last time to make sure that you actually have learned it and that you're not just fooling yourself. And I mean, I know that I'm thankful for that last final test because, you know, it's no one wants to get their wish fulfillment and then realize that they're not quite ready for it. And let's just have a little faith that Spirit wouldn't do that to you either. We have the 5 of Hearts, we have the King of Spades, and we have the colorful Joker. Okay, so something to look out for in this day. We have the King of Spades making an appearance. This is a dark-haired gentleman. I am sensing this energy as someone who is a little bit older than you, someone who you respect, okay? This person is going to be, unfortunately, jealous of your new opportunity. I see you because you're so ready. You've been mulling over this new chapter so much. You're so ready for it. And you also just got this boon, so you're feeling even more encouraged. You may not have it all figured out yet, but you're ready to start this new chapter in your life, you know? It's like, let's do it, you know? What have I got to lose except for, you know, well, it's more like, am I going to sit here and always wonder for the rest of my life, always wonder what if I had this opportunity, or am I going to go for it? I'm going to choose to go for it. I only have one life. That's the energy of this colorful Joker card. And so because you're in this energy, you're in this state of mind, and things are starting to come through for you, and you know, you're able to gain a perspective. It's like this person, that's another reason why I'm sensing that they're older than you, is that they are maybe feeling like they're just a little envious because they probably wish that they had done this like you. They're probably in a state of, and that's not to say this person is unfulfilled or unsuccessful, because I'm sensing that they are someone that you respect. It's a respected individual, this masculine energy. However, they have regrets. I mean, they have regrets, and that is their problem. I mean, it really is. That's between them and the divine. They need to work that out with themselves. That is not your problem whatsoever. But please be aware that this energy, this 5 of Hearts, is actually like it's a card that means jealousy. It's a jealousy card. Just imagine like that, like being the fifth wheel, the third wheel, being the fifth wheel, like just being just on the outside looking in. There's an imbalance here. There's imbalance. Just look out for that low vibrational tone to communications or interactions with this person. Yeah. I mean, I wish I could give you, I'm trying to see if I can sense if they're, you know, if they actually have good intentions for you or not. And I can't really see that. I think that's going to be up to your discernment. Maybe for some of you, this person is really operating out of a low vibrational state and you should protect yourself. And maybe for some of you, this is a situation where this person is just like, they're just dealing with their own stuff, you know? But they still care for you. They're just kind of in their own head about their own decisions. So please just kind of use your hone your intuition, use your discernment with that, because that is vital. Please, right? Because it's like, if you're already in this mental state of analyzing what needs to go forth into your new chapter and what needs to stay behind, then this is going to be critical to have the discernment to see which individuals are good allies, remain good allies, and who you need to keep at an arm's distance and who you need to just lovingly let go, right? I hope that makes sense. Okay, so let's get on to day 3. We have, let me pick it up. It's mother healing. Mother healing. As your feelings toward your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. Okay, so I just gotta say something here. When I see this card, usually, like seriously, I'm gonna say 9 times out of 10, whenever I see this card, I don't actually sense that there's anyone's mother involved. Okay? When I think of mother healing, I think of maternal energies like self-care, nurturing, intuition, just that kind of stuff, like basically internal stability, right? For this card, I actually am feeling like for some of you there is a mother involved, a mother who, I mean, a mother who maybe is a complex individual, okay? Mothers, I, mm, this one's a little bit tough for me. I mean, because I'm a mother myself, and my mother was not that good. And it's, this is an important card, right? Because as human beings, we have such a strong bond with the human being that created us in their womb. It's like, and also being a mother myself, I understand that when you create a life in your womb, that is like a year-long bond. When your baby is born, it really feels like your own flesh walking around, outside of your body. That is, you just feel that connection. So I just have a hard time believing that there are mothers out there who really only feel animosity or negative feelings, dark feelings towards their kids. I just really have a hard time believing that there's anyone out there who's really that broken, unless they're like, like a diagnosed sociopath or something. Like now we're talking something else. But I mean, in general, there are mothers that really try their best, but because they have their own issues, because they're people, everyone's a person, then they just get so, and if they haven't had the appropriate support, a lot of times too, here, another message I get often with this healing heart card is like, moms need love too. And a lot of times they just are so selfless. They're always giving to other people. They're concerned with other people. And it's like, in a way, they're expected to be. They're expected to be so selfless. So it becomes more difficult to pour into yourself, right? Hence the internal stability aspect of the mother healing energy. But for this, I am sensing that there's someone out there, there's some people out there that really do need to work on forgiving their mother for being less than perfect. I mean, I know it's hard because you want so much from her, you expect so much from her, but I mean, if you're an adult now and you're healing on this journey, and you're evolving spiritually, you need to understand that no one is perfect. No one will ever be perfect. We're always just trying to do our best. And some people need more help than others. And some people don't figure it out till way late in their life. And some people never figure it out in their life of, the path of love and light, of looking inward and, all of that stuff. So it's like, especially if they're in a position or they're in a mindset or they grew up in a time period where it's like they're expected to just give and give and give and give and give and never take, or it's frowned upon for the mother to ask for assistance. And there's a lot of individuals out there, especially in America, who face this because of, let's think about the 40s and the 50s and even in the 60s. I mean, we have so many different societal norms that dictate what a mother should be, what a mother shouldn't be. And if she, as a human being, was not given opportunities to heal herself, and then she started having babies, and it was like, okay, well, why are you crying? Your baby's crying. You know what I mean? Like, we need to have some perspective and give forgiveness to these individuals, even when they're being less than perfect. It's not, I mean, come on, right? Like, do you really believe that your mother didn't try at all? At all. If that's the case, then, the healing would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? I don't know. This is This is something definitely to mull over while you're in this contemplation zone. All right? As your feelings towards your mother heal, your desires manifest more rapidly and accurately. This is definitely some shadow work that you need to get done before you can go into your next phase. This is definitely some baggage that you need to release. Okay? And if you don't have any issues with your mother, if your mother was just your best friend your whole life and she's just wonderful and great, then even then, right, there's still value in this advice, because if you've depended on your mother your whole life, right, then maybe it's time to work on your internal mother. You can mother yourself. Okay. Sorry, I'm just also thinking about if you are a mother. If you are a mother, then this is also for you, right? Because you need to forgive yourself for being less than perfect. No one, I mean, think about it this way, right? You want to, oh my goodness, my nose. You want to heal yourself too. And that way you can be a guiding example for your kids, because they don't listen to the words you say. I mean, come on now. I have one. They don't really listen to the words you say as much as they watch what you do and copy what you do, right? So if they see you loving yourself, then they're going to learn how to love themselves too, right? If they see you always giving and giving and giving and giving, but being bitter about it, being frazzled because you haven't taken the time just to reset, just to breathe. If they see you doing that, that's what they're going to learn. They're going to learn that's what motherhood is. And they might either decide that, hey, I don't want to ever have kids, or they might decide like to follow in your footsteps and then be themselves frazzled and chaotic and not be able to pour into their own cup so that they can give back to their kids. You know what I'm saying? Like, as you heal all of this, all this shadow work inside of you, then absolutely your desires will manifest more rapidly and accurately, because there's going to be less blockages, less confusion, less fog of illusion and deceit. Like all of that stuff will lift. All of that will lift, and the pathway will be a lot clearer. There's going to be a lot more room for things to come into your channel. Yeah. Okay. And then we have Tone of the Day, Ten of Wands, and then the Page of Swords. Okay. So this is you. I see you working on this. I do see you working on this, but there's definitely some aspects that you need to, like you're still not quite there yet. And that's okay. You don't have to be totally, fully healed in a day's time, right? But I think that you're starting to acknowledge, at least by this day, what needs to happen, because this Ten of Wands card is one of making forward progress. But I mean, look at her. Does she look like she's skipping along? No. Does she? If she doesn't have any tools, she doesn't have like a wheelbarrow, or not a wheelbarrow, but like, a dolly or anything to carry these things. They're not even wrapped together. She's holding them. She's doing it. She's making her steps. But it's not an easy process, but she's still doing it. She's still making forward progress. We have the Page of Swords here in the reverse. I'm sensing that this is, you're trying to let down your guard. You're trying to let down your guard for this. You're really putting in the effort to heal these issues, heal this baggage, clear it all up. But, there's still a little bit of resentment there. I'm not sure how that will be resolved or when it will be resolved. I think that you'll have to look into that situation yourself. But there's definitely, at least by day 3, you're making forward progress, but there's still something that you're holding on to, a little bit of resentment. And it may be something that has to do with, because at least, I'm not sure when you're going to watch this video, but when I'm filming it at the end of November, we're in the middle of holiday season, family holiday season. This could be something that's like you being nervous to confront the situation, or if there's memories related to the holidays, this is something that might come to the forefront as you do the shadow work. Okay, Tone of the Day. We have something to look out for. We have the Seven of Spades, we have the Eight of Clubs, and then we have the King of Diamonds. Sorry, my hand is all... Okay. So this Seven of Spades card, this is kind of like, I usually think of this card to be like when you have a bunch of, like if you have friends and you're trying to get the whole committee's opinion on stuff, everybody has only like a part of the truth and they have their own perspective on things as well. So everybody's trying to give you advice, right? But it's not, none of it's quite hitting right, you know? It's not quite the answer. And the reason why is because you're the only one that's going to be able to come up with the answer. Sorry for moving this so much. It's just, okay. You're the one that's going to need to come up with the answer with your intuition. You're the one that's going to have to come up with that. It's helpful. It's always good, at least in my opinion, to get different perspectives on this, because someone might come up with something based on their own lens. They might come up with something that you would never have thought of, and it might trigger something within your intuition, give you an epiphany, right? So it's to me, I always like listening to different perspectives, but it's important to know what to take with a grain of salt, and that's pretty much all of it. Take all of it with a grain of salt, because no one is you. No one is you, and no one is like, the highest good. No one is the divine, is spirit. You and spirit are the only two perspectives that need to be considered for major life decisions. I mean, really. We have the Eight of Clubs here. The Eight of Clubs is like, it indicates frustration in both home and career, kind of similar to the energy of the Seven and the Six. It's just showing that, okay? And then we have the King of Diamonds. This is like a fair-haired, opinionated masculine energy. This is, what I'm sensing is that this person is more concerned with this, resistance within the home and career. And so that is where this advice is coming from. Their perspective is really concerned about like a lot of, life circumstances, what we call the 3D, just like the mundane things around us, the stuff that's like, objects, that kind of stuff. They're really concerned with that because they're rooted in the 3D. They're rooted in this life, this existence, just seeing everything like that. It's okay. My dog came over because I was doing the little knock. It's just so funny. Anyway, that's where their perspective is. They're not concerned at all with, spirituality. They're probably not really all that tapped in, or maybe not even a believer too much in, that spiritual thing, or feeling the pull, or going with, your intuition over solid facts. And that's where their perspective is coming from. So, you may need to, just keep, I don't know, I don't want to say like keep to yourself still, but just you may need to, as much as you want to break out of this energy, this contemplation zone energy, I really feel like this is good for you. You still have some learning and some processing to do. And as anxious as you might be to get on to that next step and achieve it, you need to stay in this out of balance period of just a little while longer, because you're really learning those lessons. You're really healing your heart at this point in time so that you can actually fully embrace and take advantage, in a good way, take positive advantage of all of the rewards that are destined to come to you because you're doing all this work. You will be rewarded for all this work. You will be rewarded for all of this anguish. In fact, it's necessary for you to evolve to the next level. So as corny as it sounds, you need to embrace these challenges. They will only make you stronger. And I mean, I think that you're going to do just fine, if that means anything. I really do think you're going to do just fine, because anyone who is unafraid to face the shadow is one that will be rewarded, okay? People that run away from the shadow, people that, sink into their low vibrational tendencies, or who allow the low vibrational energies around them to kind of harness their mindset or their physical form, those are the individuals who, how do I say this? I mean, they don't make it. They just don't make it, unfortunately. So since you are someone who is facing this, I mean, just more power to you. Like, absolutely. I know you don't know me, but I'm proud of you. Like, I really think that's amazing. I give you all my support and positive good vibes for this journey. I really think you're going to make it just fine. I hope you have a fantastic Next72. Thank you so much for watching. Bye.